What is going on, everybody? It's me, Ollie, aka TNSAttitude, and I am back again here on YouTube.com for all things professional wrestling. Now today, I wanted to make this video because this is a real hot topic that's going around in the wrestling world right now regarding the CM Punk, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and of course Ace Steel altercation that happened after the All Out media scrum. Now, of course, the news going out this morning, of course, is that Fightful Select are reporting that CM Punk and Ace Steel could both in fact be done and be fired from All Elite Wrestling. And if they're not fired, they will in fact have to be making some heavy amends with the roster. Now, this is insanity. I mean, you got a guy right now who is their current champion, their current world champion. It was also believed that he got injured during the fight, so if he's injured, he ain't going to be on the active roster. So definitely, there's some crazy stuff that's going on right now. You know, I wanted to get this very much out and put my little thoughts on this because I try and do a hot topic video every now and then. But for me, I feel that the honeymoon period with CM Punk in wrestling, the return, the first, the dance from when he first came back, I feel that that's over with. It's done. And I just think that Punk has now shown that, this, I feel almost like where he was in 2014 when he left WWE and he was miserable is kind of very much where we are kind of now where he is again, and it's kind of sad to see. I don't believe that a guy like Punk would make. I feel like with CM Punk, he's very stubborn from what he's proven in past interviews and from when his time in WWE. And I think that if he stands by an opinion, he isn't going to budge. This guy is not going to, make those apologies and make those amends, because I just think that why would he? In his mind, he would probably be saying, I was right to do that, and that is my opinion. I don't need to apologize. And I just think that in a lot of ways, if he's done, he's done. Do I see him going back to WWE if that is the thing? No, I don't. I think he would probably go back to just doing his movies, maybe focusing on writing his comic books and being with his wife. I just don't know. But I personally, if things do happen and he is still going to be in AEW, man, that'll be interesting to see. But I'm telling you now, I think where we are with this, I think Punk and Ace they're done. Do I think the Bucks and Kenny will leave? No, I don't. I think, they kind of are needed in AEW, they're the EVPs, they were the founders, and I think that TK wouldn't want to really lose the Bucks and Kenny because, for number one, they would be WWE bound if that was to happen. Cody's already there, and I think Tony knows that. Is Punk? No, Punk wouldn't be. I think Punk's already burned bridges with the WWE that I don't believe could be rebuilt if that was the way they were to go down this. But looking at this, like I say, I mean, Punk has loyalty. He's very much loyal to Ace Steel. You go back, you watch the CM Punk Best in the World Blu-ray documentary that WWE put out many years back. The loyalty has always been there with CM Punk's career and Ace Steel, very much in the beginning. And I think he'll always stand by, the people who were with him. Of course, he was going on about Colt Cabana, but again, that was a friendship that got destroyed due to a lot of things, a lot of arguments. I'm not going to go too much into that because I don't know everything that happened with that, but there was a lot of stuff that happened with that to sever that tie. But with regards to Kenny and the Bucks, maybe they lose their EVP status, maybe they'll stick around. Yeah, it's a tough one. It really is. This has never ever happened. Not something like this magnitude in AEW. Their honeymoon period is done. And looking at Tony Khan, he's definitely got to put his foot down with this. If he doesn't, he's going to look like he can just let guys do whatever they want, and they can just run the asylum. I mean, you look at like a guy like Dana White. Dana White, the president of the UFC. He would not stand for shit like this at a scrum. I mean, look at how he was when I think it was after Josh Koscheck and Paul Daly had their fight, and then Paul Daly took a cheap swing after the bell, and Dana was like, "He's done. He is done." And this is what I mean. Dana White is an alpha male. He will not take shit. He will just say, "You know what? He's done," and that is it. And I just don't believe. I think TK should really follow that Dana White mentality and realize, he's got a business to run. Yes, he's a fan. But you know what? I don't want to say it, but it's like a conflict of interest in a lot of ways. You know, you're a fan of these guys, but at the same time, you've still got to be their boss, and you've got to have a certain amount of authority. Because if you don't, like I say, the inmates are going to run the asylum, and that's not good. But you know, the next few days, it's going to be interesting to see what does come out from this. Looking at the AEW preview for tonight, no mention of CM Punk or the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega. So the show is very heavily going to be featuring the other guys like Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia. But like I say, do I think AEW would be fine if Punk was to leave? I think so. I mean, their roster is very top heavy. And I think that it moves around for a lot of younger guys to step up. Guys like Daniel Garcia could definitely be moved into that role to have a feud with an MJF and really go away from the typical ex-WWE guys that the company gets a lot of, what can I say, for a lot of having a lot of ex-WWE guys, they get a lot of criticism for. So I was looking at the word, but you know what I'm saying. It's just, at the end of the day, this could really shake up their whole company. It really could. But anyway, guys, that is today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you down the road for another one. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.